This year, Korean movies are at times topping many popular K-dramas because of unique storylines and great cast. One of these is without a doubt Wonderland, which came out in early June and immediately topped all the box office charts in South Korea. This film is a science fiction romance that revolves around a virtual platform service called Wonderland, which allows people to create a virtual version of a deceased person using artificial intelligence and to communicate with them through simulated video calls. The movie follows the different stories of the people who use this service. In one of these stories, the main characters are the young flight attendant Jong-in, played by Bae Suzy, and her boyfriend Tae-ju, played by Park Bo-gum. The movie follows the story of Jong-in, who decides to use the Wonderland service when her boyfriend falls into a comatose state after an accident. The second main narrative revolves around Bai Lee, a terminally ill woman played by Chinese actress Tong Wei, who uses the service to be able to connect with her daughter even after her passing. The film was one of the most highly anticipated releases of the year in South Korea, as production of the movie began all the way back in 2019, and already back then people were excited at the prospect of seeing Suzy and Bo-gum star together as an on-screen couple. Wonderland also marked the return after many years of director Kim Tae-yong, who made his previous movie Last Autumn in 2010. After directing this movie, he married Tang Wei, who had a leading role in that film, and Wonderland is their first major project together since their wedding. Bo-gum also made a much anticipated return to the entertainment world with this movie after completing his mandatory military service. After the movie was released, many viewers praised the performances of the leading actors and their incredible on-screen chemistry. The visual presentation of the film has also been applauded, and the same can be said for the different but still similar individual stories of each character, which make viewers feel comfort and empathy. Many people also appreciated the deep thought and discussion that the movie sparked about the controversial issue of AI and love in the virtual world. However, while most reviews are positive, some viewers have instead criticized the movie, calling it too vague and too forced, pointing out that the pace of the film made it hard to follow. Another one of the most anticipated movies of this year is Project Silence, which will be released in Korea in July. This is an action disaster thriller that follows the story of a group of people who remain isolated on a bridge and try to survive various unexpected threats lurking in a thick fog, including lethal dogs that have been modified by military experiments. The trailer of the movie seems to promise a lot of action, as it shows the main characters continuously attacked by the dangerous beasts amid the chaos unfolding in the fog while the bridge is at the risk of collapsing. The movie actually premiered at the 76th Cannes Film Festival in May 2023, and critics had widely different opinions on it. According to various reviews, the film is a typical disaster movie with some silly elements, and for some, this fact alone makes it worth watching. Other critics instead pointed out that Project Silence follows too many tropes of the disaster film genre and fails to deliver on what seemed to be an interesting premise. A movie that has surely generated a lot of buzz this year is Following. This is a mystery thriller film centered on real estate agent Gu Jung-tae, played by Byun Yo-han, who likes to sneak into his clients' homes when they aren't around. He becomes obsessed with social media influencer Han Sora, played by Shin Hye-son, and starts to observe her. However, when he sneaks into her house, he finds her deceased. As the police investigate the case, all evidence points to Jung-tae as the culprit, so he tries to understand what really happened on his own. The movie has been praised for the performance of its actors and the great work of Kim Se-hui, who made her debut as a director with this movie. Critics also applauded the unique twist on the main characters of the story, who are greatly exaggerated and dramatized. The film points out the obsession of our society with famous people and social media, but it's also interesting how the line between good and bad becomes blurred, as both the harasser and the attention-seeking woman become the victims in this story. The director herself explained how important this plot point is, as she wanted to explore the depths of human nature and how we tend to rationalize and justify our actions. While introducing this concept, she said, "Everyone tends to justify their behavior in some way for their own reasons, but illustrating that with someone unethical rather than ethical people felt like I could portray such instinct." She continued by saying that the movie focuses on social media since it contributed to make the gap between who we are and how others see us even bigger. With this very interesting premise, the movie quickly becomes an emotional roller coaster as the main character races against time to prove his innocence and find the true culprit, in a series of events that's action-packed and full of plot twists, while also adding some comedic elements. Thanks to this, the movie turned out to be a success at the box office, and over 1 million people went to watch it in South Korea. Citizen of a Kind is another movie with an interesting storyline, but this time based on real events. The film tells the story of an ordinary laundromat owner named Kim Dok-hee, played by veteran actress Ra Moran. As she struggles to keep her business afloat, she receives a call from the bank, which informs her that she qualified for a loan. However, this is actually a scam, and she ends up losing everything that she had left. The whole situation becomes even crazier as the scammer calls her again, this time asking for help to be freed from the criminal organization. The police are not very helpful, and so Dok-hee launches her own investigation to get her money back and fight the scammers. This plot is loosely based on the true story of a laundromat owner who caught the head of a voice phishing organization in 2016. The movie is very compelling since many people can relate to the main character, as scams are a prevalent reality not only in South Korea but all over the world. While some aspects of the real story have been dramatized in the movie, the film has still been praised for its storyline, and the sight of ordinary people banding together to help Dok-hee fight the scammers is extremely satisfying. Another interesting aspect of the story is how it reverses typical gender roles, with a middle-aged woman helping a young and handsome imprisoned man. The performance of the actors has also been praised by critics, with several reviews pointing out how Moran is very believable in expressing her character's frustration throughout the story. Because of all of this, Citizen of a Kind surprised viewers and critics and was an unexpected success at the box office, even reaching the first place for 1 week. A movie that has instead topped the charts for several weeks is The Roundup Punishment. This is an action crime film and the 4th movie in the popular The Roundup series. The entire series revolves around the detective Ma Sok-do, played by Ma Dong-seok, as he hunts down various criminals. This time, he has to face an evil online gambling organization led by a former member of the Korean Special Forces called Baek Chang-gi, played by Kim Mu-yeol. This action-packed film relies on the intimidating presence of the main character, while also including various comedic elements, and doesn't need the previous 3 movies in the series to be understood. In fact, the movie stands out on its own, thanks to its fun and well-crafted action scenes, while still following the simple formula that made the series popular. The film has also been praised for blending the virtual world with the real one as the police fight the criminal organization both online and in real life. The movie was loved by fans of the series, but also by casual viewers, and sold more than 10 million tickets in just 22 days, quickly becoming a huge success at the box office and the second highest grossing film of the year in South Korea. And if you loved this movie, you will be pleased to know that 4 more sequels are already planned. However, the most successful Korean movie of 2024 is without a doubt Exuma. This supernatural horror film premiered at the 74th Berlin International Film Festival and was released to the wider public soon afterwards, immediately topping the box office charts. In the span of just a few weeks, over 10 million people went to see the movie, beating every record for Korean horror films. Exuma is currently the highest grossing movie in South Korea in 2024, earning almost $100 million. What made this movie so popular is its unique blend of occult, mystery, and spirituality, with an engaging story, a stellar cast, and a famous director. The film follows the story of the renowned shaman Lee Hwa-rim, played by Kim Go-eun, and her assistant Yoon Bong-gil, played by Lee Do-hyun. As they investigate a dark curse, they must exhume the body of their client's ancestor with the help of veteran feng shui master Kim Sang-dok and his apprentice Ko Young-gun, who are played by Choi Min-sik and Yoo Hae-jin, respectively. As the group tries to lift the curse, they find themselves involved in many disturbing events and have to face supernatural spirits and enemies. The movie received many positive reviews, with critics universally praising the performance of all the leading actors, especially Min-sik, who has been applauded for his exceptional portrayal of Sang-dok. Meanwhile, Go-eun's performance as the shaman was memorable too, and captivated the audience thanks to her songs and prayers. Many critics also pointed out the compelling story of the movie and how it includes several elements related to ancient Korean traditions and folklore, while at the same time also touching various sensitive topics of modern Korean history, such as the period of the Japanese occupation. With all these elements blended together in a fantastic horror, it's no surprise that Exuma was a big success in South Korea, but the movie actually made waves all over the world. The film topped the box office charts in various countries, especially in Asia, and received rave reviews from overseas viewers too. The movie already dominated the Baeksang Arts Awards, winning the top prize for Best Director, Best Actress, Best New Actor, and the Art Award, and with its huge success, surely many more awards will come soon.